Good afternoon, YouTubers, and welcome back once again to the eastern wing of the Stink Bug Works. I've been working on the Wet Peddle here, and I just wanted to share some thoughts and ideas and some thinking about future projects. One of the things I noticed was how simple and quick it was to do this. Now, I made a different motor mount because I had to put the motor at a slight angle to get my cooling inlets and outlets where I wanted them. So, but it didn't take long to make this mount from G10, and it got me to thinking. I made one piece and drilled one hole, and the drive system is done. You know, these straight shafts, the Mini Dom has them. Geez, the first hydroplane I ever built, a DPI American Dream, had a straight shaft. A bunch of the old plastic boats from the 80s and 90s had straight shafts. And yeah, they were cheaper and you didn't quite have the adjustment. But hulls have gotten so good, hardware has gotten so good that once you're pretty close on your strut angle and height and such, you don't go around changing it very often. Yeah, if you're changing props a lot, you know, you go to the speed run spot today and the park pond tomorrow, yeah, you're going to have different setups. I understand that. But for most of us, one setup is pretty good. So I'm starting to really appreciate the benefits of a straight shaft, and especially the ones, now this is from H&M over in Germany, and TFL makes these, and there's some Asian ones that make these and similar ones. I don't think they make them in this size, which is why I get them from Oliver. And a quick shout out to Oliver Seiss, H&M in Germany. That guy makes some really nice boats. He's really easy to work with. You know, you can say, geez, Oliver, can I get this and this and this? And he'll do it for you. So shout out to Oliver. Anyway, back to this. It's dirt simple to set something like this up. Now, I want to do an inline rudder as opposed to an offset. And for the same reason I'm thinking that I did it on the little Mozilla, that in a left turn or a right turn, you have the same amount of rudder in the water. So I'm going to do that. And the plan here, I finally figured out how I'm going to do this. In any fiberglass hull, there has to be some relief or you're never going to get the part out of the mold. So without exception, just about every transom you're going to run across is going to have some angle to it. You're going to have to compensate for that some way. Now, in a wood-built hull, you can build them square. That's easy. But if you're pulling stuff off of a mold or out of a mold, you got to have some relief angle. So here's the plan for this. Now, this is about a 1/2 inch in this dimension, and I think it's 10 millimeters in this dimension. I'm going to get a piece of 1/2 inch G10 and cut a piece that wide, drill some holes through it, cut a square hole here, epoxy that piece of G10 in with this rudder hanging off of it to get the right angle of dangle, and then we can have our inline rudder. Now, I have just about enough room to clear most any prop, but I think I'm going to kick it back just a little because I can. And the further back this is, the longer the boat appears to be to things and so forth. So somewhere in there, there's an optimum range, but I want to have room to get the prop on and off because these are screw-on props. So I'm going to kick it back, maybe standing off the transom 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, somewhere in that range. So that's the plans for this. I'm not going to bother with trim tabs or turn fins until I run it and see what it wants to do. Who knows? Maybe it'll need them, maybe it won't. So we'll just have to see. So this will be a project in the works. Now, here's my main reason for doing a video of this at this point. Normally I do the videos in the morning after I've had the evening for epoxy to cook off. But I've also fitted the hatch. The hatch, all these hatches need a little sanding and such to square them up. And Big B has one of these, and he's going to do his up as a police one. And I liked what he did with the water bobber from the same Dead Ahead RC boat company. He made it the Ecto 1B, and he put 59 Cadillac fins on it and so forth. And I got to thinking about that, and I'm thinking to myself, fins are kind of cool. I was involved with a bicycle builder back in the 80s, and he had a 1962 Comet, and he would cut real sharp edges on the lugs on his bike, and he'd sharpen them up and say, yeah, Comet fins. He liked the fins on the Comet. And so I kind of liked the fins on Big B's boat, and I'm thinking, well, what could I do with fins that I could kind of go along with some theme of some sort? And all of a sudden, the idea hit me. The Bat Boat. So I ordered a little Lego Batman and Robin figure, and it's going to get a black paint job, and there you go, boys and girls, the Bat Boat. Until next time, jet out.